Hey guys, Virgin Vinyl with you again. Today I'm diving into the world of, I guess you call it progressive rock, although, yeah, I mean, some people just call this classic rock, but I think Jethro Tull definitely belongs in the prog rock category. Um, they're definitely unique and like no other band. And today I'm going to show you Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die. So let's have a look at this one. This is a 1976 pressing from Canada. This was manufactured in Canada. All right, and that's a gatefold as well. And here you have the full story of this guy Ray Lomas, who is kind of like an avatar in a way for Ian Anderson, although he's kind of sort of denied that, I guess, in some interviews back in the day. But I think it's this sort of album came out around the time that punk rock was sort of taking hold and changing the face of rock and roll. And Jethro Tull sort of many people see this album as a stumble from them, but I really don't. I actually think it's great. I don't understand why people criticize it. It's full of great songs. I mean, I love the title track. It's so catchy. I think it's one of the catchiest Jethro Tull songs there is. Quiz Kid is really good. It's an interesting concept of this sort of aging rocker who sort of is kind of out of place in society, but then eventually the sort of style, the fashion of the time eventually comes back around to his style, and he becomes cool again. Basically, that's the story. But musically, like I've said before, I don't care too much about lyrics and about stories, but if an album has an interesting story or fun lyrics or something entertaining in the lyrics themselves, then of course it only highlights it only accentuates what's good about the album, and it's great. So for me it's nice to have this sort of, but that's the great thing with Jethro Tull. Ian Anderson's such an intelligent guy, and his lyrics are always very sort of interesting, and he brings in all sorts of different themes all over the place, which take you sort of on this journey, on a sort of exploration of whatever it is that he's interested in at the time, whether that's sort of woodland, English aesthetics, or environmentalism, or aging rock stars, and all sorts of other stuff that he's tackled over the years. This particular one is when I started collecting vinyl in November last year. That's when I got my first. I bought my record player, and I got my first 10 records. I bought 10 records at once to get me started, and then I was like, okay, I want to try and find like where over here you can get like, where can I get records? Where can I get secondhand records and stuff like that? And I found this place called Cholit here, this website, and it was supposed to have a store, but I went to the address and there was no store there, so I don't know what the fuck. But I ordered a few records. I ordered this. I ordered In Rock, Jaco Pastorius, and something else I can't remember. And to be honest, like I wasn't that impressed with the quality, so I haven't used them again. The records are all a little bit too crackly. This one's a bit crackly, It's a bit disappointing, really. Like, it doesn't sound like it's. I need to get something to clean my records properly, so like to see if that'll improve it. But you know, it's still playable, and I still really enjoy it. Actually, you know, Steven Wilson did the remixes for a lot of the Jethro Tull albums, and the version that I listen to digitally of this is the Steven Wilson remix, and it's really, really good. Some of his remixes I love. I think he does a great job. I think he did a really good job with some bands like Jethro Tull, but other bands from that era, I don't like his remixes. Like with Yes, I really don't like Close to the Edge. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he did a good job with those. I know a lot of people like those, but there's something about those albums which, I don't know, they need to be that way, otherwise something's not right. But with this, he just made it pop. You know, he just brings everything out and makes everything. And there's so much going on in here that, like, in this original mix, I think you miss actually a lot of it. It sounds a bit sort of flat and lifeless. But when you hear his remix of it, it's much more, you can hear all the little intricacies, and Jethro Tull is full of that, you know, full of little intricacies and interesting ornamentations, and the music always goes in these like twists and turns in these unexpected directions, which are very Jethro Tull, very Ian Anderson. And of course, you know, you've got great guitar playing from Martin Barre, you've got great flute playing from Ian Anderson. This is still the classic band, you know. You've got Barrymore Barlow, who was one of the great prog drummers of the time, probably the best one. You know, out of the prog drummers, one of the best. John Evans on piano, John Glasscock on bass and vocals, and you can see on the back there's all the lyrics to all the songs. And it's really cool, like how they sort of created this whole comic to sort of coincide with the songs and the story that's told within. I think, yeah, I mean, I've seen when people rank the 70s albums, this one like tend to be down the bottom, but I don't know. I think it's better than War Child, and I think it's better than. I think I like it better than even Stormwatch. That's a great album though. But when I say that, that's because I love this album. So like, you know, all those 70s albums are great. They're all fucking great. I love Jethro Tull so much. They're such a good band, so unique, and so high quality. You know, like the musicianship is they're one of the, like, for me, I think like the two bands that I think of that really impressed me the most with their musicianship, and you, especially when you hear them live, it's Jethro Tull and Gentle Giant. And there'll be more to come about Gentle Giant in the future. As I've said before, I've got some records which I've ordered to the United States, which I'll be picking up in July, and three of those are Gentle Giant records, which I'm very stoked about. So I'll be showing those later on in the history of the channel in a few months. But and you'll be seeing definitely more Jethro Tull, that's for sure. This is not my favorite. I'm not really sure what I would say my favorite really is the live album, that Bursting Out. That is just incredible, because you get a little bit of everything up until that point, which was the Heavy Horses tour. And man, I mean, I love Songs from the Woods, I love Heavy Horses, I love Stormwatch, I love what's it called? Aqualung is great. No, one of the first, not the first album, the second and the third album. Oh man, I can't believe I'm blanking on these. Stand Up, and man, I can see the album cover from, you know, oh fuck me, that's annoying as hell. I know. As soon as I stop recording, it'll come to me. But anyway, I think you know the one I'm talking about, the one after stand up. It's great too. But I think for me, yeah, I mean, all of those 70s albums are absolute masterpieces, and I think this one is too. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, guys, hit that subscribe button and let me know which is your favorite Jethro Tull album and what you think of this bad boy right here. All right, guys, see you tomorrow.